Hello friends, welcome back to this video. In this video, we'll be talking about the figure of merit of double sideband full carrier type of amplitude modulation receiver, which is synchronous or coherent detector. So synchronous and coherent detector are actually the same thing. It's the two name of the same type of receiver. I have already discussed about it in my previous videos. So I hope you all know about it. So now here we'll be discussing the figure of merit. I have already discussed about the figure of merit of DSB-FC in the case of envelope detector in my previous video. I strongly recommend you to watch my previous video first if you have not seen that video, because some things I'll be not repeating in this video again. So here we have synchronous or coherent detector, and I know the figure of merit is given by SNR of the output upon SNR of the channel. So now here SNR is given by the power of the signal at output divided by the power of the noise at output, and SNR at the channel is given by the power of the signal at the channel divided by the power of the noise at the channel. So now coming to the synchronous detector. So we'll be seeing the structure of the synchronous detector first. So now this is my modulated signal, which is represented by MT. It is added to the noise WT. It is passed then through the band pass filter at the receiver input. Why I have already discussed. So we just want to extract the message signal which is in the particular bandwidth. So we don't require the actual minus infinity to infinity bandwidth because the noise will be there. So we'll extract only the message signal using the particular bandwidth, and we'll be using the band pass filter for that. I have already talked about it. So here we have product modulator. This is the receiver actually. So this is actually the coherent receiver. So now here in the coherent receiver we have a product modulator. So in the product modulator what happens? We have a locally generated carrier. So this is my locally generated carrier. This locally generated carrier is multiplied with the MT. So here we will be getting the C1 cos omega CT multiplied with this signal, and which is passed through the low pass filter, and we can extract the message signal with the help of this detector. So we have already talked about it. So now in my previous video I have already talked about the SNR of the channel. So because we are using the same double sideband full carrier type of amplitude modulation, the SNR of the channel will be same. So what is the changed here? So change is in the receiver only. So SNR of the channel I am not going to repeat again. So SNR of the channel was found out using the power of the signal in the channel, so which was equal to AC square upon 2 1 plus m square x square t. So this was my power of the signal in the channel, and the power of the noise in the channel was given by n naught omega. So SNR of the channel is given by AC square upon 2 1 plus m square x square t upon n naught w. So I hope this thing is clear. So we have already derived these power of signal at the channel and the power of the noise in the channel in my previous video. So I hope you are going back if you have not seen my previous video. So now coming to the receiver. So at the receiver we have MT plus noise. So now what is my MT? MT is again MT is AC 1 plus M of xt cos 2 pi fct. So this is my modulated signal. So now here at the receiver, we'll be having the in phase and the quadrature component of the noise because we are using the band pass filter here. So MT plus noise will be getting at the receiver. So here if I put this signal as ST, so ST will be equal to AC 1 plus M of xt cos 2 pi fct plus NIT cos 2 pi fct plus NQT sin 2 pi fct. So this is my ST. So what happens in the product modulator, this ST is multiplied with C1 cos omega ct. So now here we'll be having the Y dash t. So now to find out the Y dash t, I'll simply multiply ST with C1 cos omega ct. So Y dash t will be equal to AC 1 plus M of xt cos square 2 pi fct plus NIT cos square 2 pi fct plus NQT sin 2 pi fct cos 2 pi fct. So this is my Y dash of t. So now I can rearrange this Y dash of t and I can write it as AC 1 plus M of xt. So this cos square 2 pi fct, I can write down it as 1 plus cos 4 pi fct upon 2. Similarly here NIT, so here we had C1 as well. So I'll be having C1 component here, here as well and here as well. So now, so again I am replacing cos square 2 pi fct as 1 plus cos 4 pi fct upon 2 plus here if I divide by 2 so and multiply by 2, so this formula will become 2 sin A cos B, so which will be equal to sin of 2 theta. So here C1 and theta t into sin 4 pi fct. So now this is the simplified formula. So now here this function Y dash t signal is passed through the low pass filter. So now I have to pass this signal to the low pass filter. What will happen? All of the high frequency components will get rejected easily by the low pass filter. So this is the high frequency component, this is the high frequency component and this is the high frequency component. So we'll be seeing what I am left out with. So here we have C1 AC 1 plus M of xt upon 2 plus C1 NIT upon 2. So now all of the other parameters will not pass through the low pass filter. So if I rearrange this, I can write down this signal as so now again this is my DC component, this is my DC component, this is my signal, desired signal and this is my noise. So now I need to find out the noise power as well as the signal power. So we can find out the noise power and signal power using the formula of E of signal square or noise square. So first I'll be talking about the signal. So power of the signal at the output will be equal to E of this signal component square. So E of C1 square AC square M square X square T divided by 4. So now here if I need to find out E, so here I'll be taking C1 square AC square M square upon 4 to be common. So here I'll be having E of x square t. I know E of x square t is representing the power of the signal x. So here I'll be having C1 square AC square m square upon 4 into power of x. So now again I need to find out the noise power. Noise power. So here I'll be writing down PNO is represented using E of noise signal square. So previously I just had only NIT. So here I don't have only NIT, I have C1 upon 2 as well. So here I'll be taking the full signal. So here I'll be having C1 square upon 4 into NIT. So now here we know NIT's power. So NIT has the power 2 N naught W. How? Again I'll repeat this thing. So NIT power spectral density SIF can be represented as S of F minus FC plus S of F plus FC. So where S is the power spectral density of my N. So I am shifting the power spectral density of N at FC and minus FC. So here the width is 2W. Like in the previous video I have already explained this as well. And the height is N naught by 2. Here also it is N naught by 2. So now here NIT will be equal to this base into height. So 2W into N naught by 2 plus 2W into N naught by 2. So it is 2 N naught W. So I have correctly written down it. So E of C1 square upon 4 into NIT will be equal to the power of noise, which is equal to C1 square upon 4 into 2 N naught W. So now I hope this thing is clear. So it is equal to C1 square upon 2 N naught W. So now we just need to find out the figure of the merit. So figure of merit is given by SNR of the output. So we have found out PSO, PNO. So PSO was C1 square AC square M square PX upon 4 divided by C1 square N naught W upon 2. So this 2 and this 4 will cancel out. C1 square will cancel out. So now it is equal to AC square M square PX upon 2 N naught W. So now here I have, this is SNR of the output. So now I know SNR of the channel, I know SNR of the output. So I can find out figure of merit, which is equal to SNR of the output upon SNR of the channel, which is AC square M square PX upon 2 N naught W divided by AC square upon 2 1 plus M square X square T. So this is, I can represent it in the form of power. So PX upon, so here I'll represent this in the form of power only. So this is PX, because I need to cancel out the power. This is why I am representing it now in the form of power upon N naught W. So now you can simplify it. This will cancel out, AC square will cancel out. So here we'll be having m square px upon 1 plus m square px. So now if you see the figure of merit, again I can represent it in the terms of mu square. So it will be equal to mu square upon 2 plus mu square. So now you can see the figure of merit is same in the case of envelope detector as well as coherent detector. So what does we get to know? It does not depend upon the type of detector in the case of double sideband full carrier, and the output figure of merit is equal to the efficiency only. Here also it is equal to the efficiency. So in the case of AM, we'll be seeing that the figure of merit is equal to the efficiency only, and the maximum efficiency can go up to 1. So in the case of AM, the maximum figure of merit will go up to 1 only. So this is the drawback, because in FN we'll be seeing that how the figure of merit is greater than 1. So I know it is the output signal to noise ratio upon input signal to noise ratio. So SNR greater than 1 is desirable. So here if I compare the frequency modulated signal and amplitude modulated signals receiver, so FM receiver would be working better than the AM receiver. So here I'll be concluding my session. I hope you understood each and everything. If you still have any doubt in any of the part, you can put the doubt in the comment and I'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel and push the like button. Thank you.